back with Fast and Furious after a few days. Just want to say, India and its patriarchal society and its Manuwad attitude just never fails to amaze me. Right now there's a news coming out. The High Court judge sends parents of lesbian couple for counsel. Wow. What is this man thinking, right? It just shows our judiciary, which apparently I'm told is just top heavy with just males, what the male predominant view in India is. I mean, we keep trying to hide it under all kinds of liberal garb, but it keeps coming out, and they think they're the best. I mean, we think we all know better. It continues like, harassed by ABVP, men right from Delhi, nuns complaint. Again, ABVP men, interesting. Yeah. Attacked twice in courtroom, UP judge. Well, India doesn't seem to doesn't seem to stop amazing me, and UP takes the cake in most of the cases. What do we have here? Dalits and women, and anything that doesn't fit the Manuwad and patriarchal mode. Upper caste men stop Dalits funeral procession in Madhya Pradesh. The cremation of the woman was delayed by 24 hours. Unbelievable, folks. And you know what we think about these people, right? Two die while cleaning septic tank in East Delhi, and each one of them is given 10 lakhs. But hey, why are we stopping this? Question is, it's about to put an end to this. Don't you guys think? But how is it ever going to end, right? When all we can think about while campaigning is, look, Master Blaster Amit Shah will bring laws to tackle love and land jihad, says Shah. Union Minister says while refugees will get citizenship rights, infiltrators won't be allowed in Assam. Somebody should tell him that the Assamese are only concerned about infiltration from any other state of India right now, because Bangladesh doesn't seem to be a problem. Then from there, what do we have here? BJP will bring laws on love and land jihad, as Shah. But what is interesting is what Manmohan Singh has to say, if anybody listen. Choose government that upholds constitution. Manmohan urges voters in Assam. That's the way, actually, that's what most liberal party should be thinking. And the Congress brings it up. Row over sedition cases in Lok Sabha. Congress says law is being misused. I asked the Congress, this law was there when they ruled for 60 years. Why didn't they just abolish it? Say something about the Congress and say something about the people who come to power. No matter who comes to power, wants this sedition law to beat up on anybody who says anything against the government, right? And this is where I think that our Supreme Court really actually got it all wrong. Supreme Court dismisses plea against sale of electoral bonds. I think electoral bonds have actually bought, if corruption in elections was ×2, electoral bonds has made it ×10. And in favor of the party who now squeezes, where it hurts the most, right? This is interesting. Ahead of Mahakumbh, COVID cases jump in Haridwar. Now look at what this Mahakumbh has done. Now you have all the other religious parties. I heard the Sikhs ran into trouble in Nanded the other day because they wanted to take out a procession and they're using the Mahakumbh as an example. The other day I saw the Sikh clergy in Punjab saying the same thing, that this is Guru Gobind Singh day, this Halla Bol, and we want to take out a procession. They said, use words like our brothers, Hindu brothers were allowed to do it in the Mahakumbh. We should be allowed to do the same. Hey, they probably are right, man. But religion seems to trump science, no matter which religion, right? Thank God for some sense in Dushyant Chautala. Haryana delays job quota in private companies. State government puts implementation on hold. But the last thing, funny thing I heard the other day. A mall, a super store, mega store was fined because it was selling meat on Tuesday. I don't think this was all what it's all about. Is Haryana the next step going to be that all hotels and restaurants have to stop serving non-veg on Tuesday? Insanity. I mean, Haryana is just going back in time under this particular government, right? But the farmers haven't gone anywhere. 4 months on, farm leaders stage fresh Bandh, block roads. Bharat Bandh, roads blocked, rail services hit in Punjab and Haryana. And somebody rightly says farm protests need a resolution now. That's absolutely true, because I think that the farmers may be thinking, let's take the gamble until 2022 when the UP elections are, because if this continues till then, for sure the BJP loses Western UP, and I think there should be a worried lot by now. But when you read things like this, you see this as the future of India's agriculture. In Madhya Pradesh, a UN-backed project aims to put millets on food map, has supported an initiative to revive kodo and kutki cultivation in MP. And this is important because this is not, it's less, the pests are a less threat to destroy this crop, plus it requires a lot less water. And here is where we keep going the wrong way. Cane to file lawsuit, seize PSU assets to enforce 1.2 billion arbitration award. And here's what I want to, here's a note by Chetan Bhagat, whose supercilious attitude, because he lives in Bangalore, comes out plain and simple. It shows that he isn't going, while he claims that, you know, people in Lutyens, Delhi, sitting on their armchairs and making all these comments. I'm going to ask him, where the hell does he go? How does he know the farmers, what the laws, if the farmer laws are any better than, because he's not a farmer. I don't think he's, in a day in his life, he's gone and dirtied his hands from IIM Ahmedabad or wherever he was. But I want to read him out, right, for a little bit. Wanted a bill to fix Indian manufacturing. Okay, fine. After a decade of disappointing ourselves and the world, I think it's time India took some tough steps to make it itself a manufacturing hub. Great statement. However, we need more. We need a proper, extensive India manufacturing bill to really turn India into a global manufacturing hub. I must say, there is nothing called the India manufacturing bill that encompasses so many subjects, right? A prime amongst them is land acquisition, right? It just can't. He knows the nature of people and how the poor are deprived of the land at throwaway prices, and politicians make all the money. He knows it, right? A few thousand people will block Delhi's roads. Sorry, Delhiites. It's always you guys who face the traffic now. And Chetan, just for your benefit, we are okay with it. If we are okay with it, who are you? Why are you complaining, right? Then the next, because we believe in our democratic rights. You may not, right? The next, and yet it is time to be the doctor and not a baker. Just like the farm bills, the manufacturing bills will have to be pushed through. Absolutely, the only part of the manufacturing bill that will have to be pushed through are two parts: our land and labor. Okay. Without that, Indian manufacturing will never boom. Millions of Indian youth will remain unemployed or underemployed, and we will not see the economic recovery we want. Absolutely. But here, before talking about land acquisition, before talking about labor laws, you've got to get your infrastructure in place. And the last point is the most important point, whether it was for agricultural bills and whether it's for anything to do with manufacturing bills. Transportation infrastructure and needs to be excellent for factories to compete globally. All of this is primarily the most important. Transportation and cheap power are going to be the first foundations for any major reform bills, whether it's agriculture or whether it is manufacturing. Let's not catch our nose from the other side. Let's bell the cat the way it is supposed to. That everything has a method, everything has means. And now the next thing that we were rolling all over the place, laughing at the world. It says India's inoculation drive now second largest in world, right? But this is a statement that is less than half the truthful. If it compares itself against what's happening in the United States, I really don't care whether it's second or third. We are abysmally lacking. Cheers.